जिंदगी की राहों में इसकी तेज रफ्तार से कदम मिलाते हुए चलते चलते इतनी दूर निकल आए हम कि मानो रुकना ही भूल गए हो। सब कुछ जानने की चाह में कुछ छूट न जाए इस डर से, इस कदर उलझते गए इस अंतरजाल में कि रिश्तों की बेबसी का सबब गुमनाम है।
Hey mambo, mambo Italiano, hey hey mambo, mambo Italiano, go go go. You mixed up a Siciliano, all you Calabrese do the mambo like a crazy with a hey mambo. Don't wanna tarantella, hey hey mambo, no more mozzarella, hey mambo, mambo Italiano, try an
Group secretary. I am a fifth year law student. I reside in Mumbai, but I'm over here because I'm doing my 5-year integrated course. And what I like to do is I like to listen to music, and I'm always on my gizmos. I can't live without them. It's like they're like girlfriends to me. I've always been into gizmos. I was 3 when I played my first video game. It was the 64-bit. Then I got my Sega, got my PlayStation 1, 2, 3, got my 4. I've always been into games like FIFA, Need for Speed, and as times have advanced, I guess everything today needs internet, and it's just everywhere. It's from there to there to there and here. Okay, so internet for me isn't just having a Wi-Fi connection at home. I run something of my own. So in my house we have 2 Wi-Fi connections. Now, me and my brother cumulatively had bought this new Airtel connection that allows us about 8 Mbps for 80 GB of data. Now, what I've done is I've done certain proxy and certain DNS settings with which even if I give him the password to my Wi-Fi, he still can't access the internet.
A very important feature of all technologies, all modern technologies, is that they work at high speed. The faster the technology, the more attractive it is. The internet is a very good example. The human body, I think, is not designed to move at that sonic speed. Though the human mind has created objects and technologies that move at that sonic speed. Internet is attractive. It serves many functions. But there is something about the internet which makes it a fetish. And I think it is this fetish that is a problem. You lose sense of ratio, you lose sense of proportion in time and space, and you get totally overtaken by the speed at which internet can offer you solutions. It's not the speed at which the page is turned. It's the speed at which you can find a solution to a problem is what is attractive.
It was this girl Avni's birthday. We went for it, and we were invited. I was invited to lunch and a movie, and there was this time gap between the 2 events. We had lunch. Usually, friends would just sit down and talk about random shit, which we do online, but we just couldn't. We just had nothing to talk. Everything seemed so boring.
The technology has penetrated everywhere in a sense that every sphere of our social life. And when we're talking about the penetration of that particular technology, now again we are also talking about this is a phase of convergence where the computer and the data as well as the mass communication then converge with each other, and they had created a kind of new technology what broadly we called internet technology. And it's also evident through the number of research that it's also impacting the individual relationship with others. It's also impacting on our community relationship. It's also impacting in a larger society in a sense that the society is also influenced, manufactured, motivated and restructured on the basis of this technology.
घंटे। मैं पूरा दिन इंटरनेट पे बिताती हूँ।
Half an hour, only half an hour या 1 hour only.
Around 3 to 4 hours.
24 hours, no doubt.
Almost like
whole time.
I think 2 to 3 hours a day.
I think 26 hours.
5 hours a day.
Yes, why not? बहुत ज़्यादा।
No.
No, ma'am.
हाँ, ऐसा है.
Definitely.
No, not at all. मतलब not internet addict at least. मतलब
Kind of.
yeah.
Kind of.
It is.
No ways.
Certainly not.
WhatsApp addict, yes, but I'm not addicted to surfing the net for no reason.
आजकल सोशल जो ये नेटवर्किंग चल गई है, इसके ज़रिए हम लोगों से बहुत ज़्यादा कनेक्ट हो रहे हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा लोगों से हम मिलजुल रहे हैं, हमें पता लग रहा है दुनिया का, तो इसलिए हम अडिक्ट हो रहे हैं। मतलब
एक्चुअली इंटरनेट ऐसी चीज़ है जो फ्रेंड से फ्रेंड को जोड़ता है और मतलब डेली हम किसी के पास नहीं जा सकते। सो लाइक हमारे जो रिलेशनशिप हैं वो आजकल इंटरनेट के अकॉर्डिंग ही रह गए हैं।
The other day an incident happened. It was I went out with my friends to some place in South Campus, and my phone got dead, and I was so damn worried. How would I text back? How would I reply? And I was like, my life has stopped somewhere. So I was like so much freaked out. I had to go to the metro to plug in the charger so that I can charge my phone and get it back to life.
Internet is not bad. Eating food is not bad, but when you do it too much, then it becomes a disease. It comes in a morbid form. When people eat too much, they become obese and they have other health issues. So when people are committing themselves into using internet for much longer than they intended to, now where does this huge excessive use come from? So if we predominantly talk about the fear of missing out. So when people are confronted with the basic identity issue, so what does internet do? I mean, let's talk about social media, let's talk about Facebook, let's talk about Twitter. When people are on internet, they are publishing what is happening in their life. But when we do that, please do know that out of the 1,346 friends that I have on Facebook, and out of 2,000 likes that I muster on something that I have posted, I must remember that I am only trying to glamorize my life and trying to portray a picture which is maybe divested, which is departed from the true essence of reality. So when another friend of mine, another contact of mine, another acquaintance of mine goes through what's happening in my life, there is comparison. With comparison, there is envy. With envy, there is more jealousy. And then there is that he or she is the have and I'm the have not. And if I'm the have not, I want to acquire that. So rather than satisfying my identity crisis, what it does is it goes on to accentuate, amplify my identity crisis further. The self-esteem goes down and we are propelled into a cycle of wanting to publish more, to attract attention, to not miss out on life, to make my presence felt. So this becomes the easiest medium for people to do that.
In psychology, whenever we try to understand about human behavioral problems, we look into personality as one of the main causes. Even in my research, I have done 2 papers which are already presented in 2 national seminars, and in one of the paper, I try to find about what are the antecedents of internet addiction among college students in India. So in that research, the result gave us that loneliness and neuroticism as one of the personality traits are the important factor behind internet addiction in India. For males, loneliness was the only predictor, while for females, loneliness followed by negative affects. These 2 are the main causes behind internet addiction.
So this goes down to the time when I was a toddler, maybe a little older than a toddler. My mom never let me out of the house, and she never let me go and play with the kids in our complex because she didn't want me to pick up slangs like abe and oye and all that stuff. Though it didn't really prevent me from doing so because I picked it up from school. And basically in turn, I was asked to stay at home or maximum go to the club and play a particular sport. I did play badminton, tennis, and I learned a couple of sports over these years, but I'm not like a huge a sports person like one particular thing, but I know everything. Anyways, coming back to the point, this never let me make friends. Like when I'd go down, I'd see everyone playing with friends, everyone going to each other's houses, saying, auntie isko bhej do football khelna, auntie isko bhej do cricket khelna hai or something, cycling jana hai or something. No one ever came to me because the couple of times that they even did, my mother didn't really allow me to. Now at that time, okay, a child has a lot to do, you can keep him occupied, but then as you grow up, you start becoming lonely, and you want to do things that you like, not what your parents want you to do or what your parents would like you to do.
So I got my first phone when I was in standard 7, and from then I'm so much addicted to it. My mom is having a salon and she's always busy in that, and my brother is like pursuing maths honors, so he has to study so much, and my dadi handles all the household work, and my father passed away when I was 2.5 years of age. So this is the basic reason why phone became my best friend, because I used to spend all my time with it, and I am so happy with it. I don't need any other friends for now.
बहुत ही ज़्यादा, मतलब मेरा पर्सनल ओपिनियन है कि बहुत ही ज़्यादा चेंज हो रहे हैं. अगर एक फैमिली में हम सारे भाई बहन बैठते हैं एंड एवरीबडी इज़ ऑन देयर मोबाइल.
जब हम लोग छोटे थे तो हम लोग क्रिकेट भी खेला करते थे, फुटबॉल भी खेला करते थे. आज मैं अपने रिलेशन में बच्चों को देखता हूँ वो इंटरनेट पे ही लगे रहते हैं, तो वो खेलना भूल गए हैं. वो सुबह नंगे जो घास पर ओस की बूंदों पे लोग चला करते थे वो भूल गए हैं. आज सुबह उठते ही बच्चा सीधा फेसबुक और ये वो इंटरनेट.
Especially the youngsters are absolutely into it. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to talk to their friends. They are forever, onto their phones and tablets or whatever. So obviously, if you're living so much into this kind of a world, you have very little time to nurture relationships, and relationships need nurturing, certainly.
I think for me it's more, I recently went to a party and it was a disco party, so you're expected to dance, but everybody was just sitting in the corner and probably taking selfies and this and that, which is really, really annoying. And also, I've noticed that once you don't have your phones, you become awkward these days. You don't know how to talk to people, you don't know what to talk about, because the commonality as such just disappears. So it's really weird. Yeah, so it does affect.
Some years back, the first time a patient came to me, it was a young boy who was in school, and his father was very worried that this is a bright boy but doesn't seem to be paying any attention to his studies. He's constantly playing games on the internet, and it came to such a pass that his father had to take leave from his work to make sure that he could supervise his son's studies and make sure that he did not keep on going back to the net.
Was again a young executive who'd done and climbed the ladder of success very fast in his career, became the vice president of a company and had a job that was hugely. Now what the family thought may be an alcohol use disorder or a misuse disorder actually turned out that he was trying to douse his anxiety and his worries and fears by consuming alcohol. So he'd drink alcohol, he'll feel better. And it evidently seemed like a spiral increasing use of alcohol. The family was worried. So when we did further evaluation, we eventually found that at the root of it lied an extremely excessive internet use of Twitter, Facebook, wanting to update his profile, wanting to reach out, wanting to be worried about his people who were following him, what he posted, whether it was likable. He would get up at 2 o'clock and check his Facebook profile as to what was posted. So what started with office work, with being official, with seemingly a very hard-working profile for a young man who was very proud of the fact that he was spending 15, 16, 17 hours working, and which later, on reflecting to him, we figured that out of these 16, 17, 18, 19 hours, almost good 10, 12 hours were going on internet use.
In the random studies, we see that most of the kids are addicted to their Facebook or their internet or their smartphones. That's why the idea come into our mind that we have to look into the matter. Students are losing interest in their school activities, their feeding habits, they don't want to interact with the people, they just want to be all alone. जो भी cases आते हैं हम उनके पेरेंट्स से interact करके उनकी काउंसलिंग करना चाहते हैं कि प्रॉब्लम एरिया कहाँ है, क्योंकि मोस्ट ऑफ द पेरेंट्स आर वर्किंग नाउ डेज. तो हमारे बच्चे जो हैं वो अकेला अलोन रहने से वो क्या करते हैं कि वो स्मार्टफोन को अपना फ्रेंड बना लेते हैं या इंटरनेट को अपना फ्रेंड बना लेते हैं, फेसबुक पे वो अपने फ्रेंड से मिलते हैं, तो वो रियल वर्ल्ड से कट के रहना चाहते हैं. दूसरी बात है कि जो भी हमारी जो ट्रेडिशनल गेम्स हैं उसको हम प्रमोट करते हैं. रीडिंग के लिए हम बोलते हैं उनको, यहाँ पर जैसे कि कैरम है, लूडो है, इस टाइप के जितने भी गेम्स हैं हम उसके लिए उनको प्रमोट करते हैं कि भाई दे शुड कम एंड इन्वॉल्व इन द ग्रुप एक्टिविटीज़. अभी हम उनको काउंसलिंग के जरिए उनका अटेंशन जो है, उनका जो स्पिरिट है, उनका जो एनर्जी है, उसको दूसरी तरफ चैनलाइज करने की हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं.
कुछ कहानियाँ, कुछ अफसाने थे, कुछ यार अपने पुराने थे, अपना सा कुछ वक्त लगता था. किस दौड़ में अब गुम है तू, जो तस्वीरें इतनी ली हैं कि लम्हे ही पीछे रह गए. क्यों सर झुकाए चल रहा, यूं बेपरवाह मस्त मगन, किस दिशा में तू बढ़ रहा. महज हिस्सा था जो जिंदगी का, जीने का जरिया अब बन चुका. कि वो नहीं तो कुछ नहीं, और जो वो है तो सब सही। ये कैसा अंतर्जाल है? इस रात की कोई सुबह है क्या, या है ये कोई रात ही नहीं? ये कैसा अंतर्जाल है? यूं दौड़ते रहने का इरादा है कब तक, कोई अंत तो दिखता नहीं। ये कैसा अंतर्जाल है?